Hello crafty friends, it's Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel, and it is the 15th of the month, which means two things this month. The first thing is, it is time for another Oh So Inspired collaboration, and the second thing is, it is time for the 8th challenge in my No Spend November challenge and giveaway series. If this is your first time to my channel, I'll explain both of these a little bit to you. First of all, the collaboration. It is called Oh So Inspired, and we stop by each month on the 15th. There are about 15 of us who participate, and we share a creation that was based upon the same original piece. And you'll see as you hop through all of the collaborators, and they're all linked in the description box below, that we usually have about 15 different projects that we create. Usually we each take something completely different and use it as inspiration to create our own piece. Now, the giveaway. I am challenging myself this month to not spend any money on crafty supplies. I want to use my stash, pull out some of those old stamps and tools that have been sitting in a closet for years, and I thought maybe my viewers would like to play along with me. So I hope to have about 15 challenges up throughout the month, and then I will be drawing in January for 3 prizes, and together they total $50. If you would like to learn more about entering the challenge or playing along, there are different ways you can enter, so even if you don't do social media or YouTube, there is a way for you to enter. I will link the introduction video in the description box below, and I'll pop it in the upper right corner now. But let's go ahead and get to the piece that I'm going to make today. I'm going to show you a look here at our inspiration piece. So that was a pocket letter pin that we found on Pinterest to use as inspiration. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to anybody's website, so I'm not sure who made it. If you happen to know, make sure to leave that in the description box below so we can get the artist credit. I'm not going to make a pocket letter today, but if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, so let's look at that real quick. I thought I would make a card based upon that single pocket. I like the shape of that tag. Of course, it has the fishtail cut out at the bottom. And then I liked how the floral was in the background, and craft, of course, one of my favorite cardstocks. In front of me here is a look at most of the items that I will be using today. I have a Spellbinders feather die. I will be adding a sentiment from the Paper Tray Ink Happy Trails stamp set. To get the fishtail on the end of my tag, I'll be using the Paper Studio Fishtail Punch. And the reason I'm using this one and not my handy dandy Stampin' Up! One is because this one does up to 2.5 inches wide. For my papers, I got out one of my favorite paper pads ever. This is from Hobby Lobby, and it's been out for probably a couple years now. But I originally bought it to create an altered book or a junk journal, and which turned out gorgeous. So I will link that playlist below and in the upper right hand corner if you want to check it out. But after I was done with the book, I was left with lots of scraps, lots of useful scraps. For my pattern paper today, I will be using one of those from that paper pad. I also got out just a white card base. My card itself will be made with clear cardstock. So this white piece is actually a little smaller than a standard card. It is 4 inches across by 5¼ inches tall. And then I just folded that in half. And then, like the tag on the inspiration piece, I got out a piece of craft. And then I got some pink out that I thought matched the pattern paper. I just realized I completely forgot to tell you what challenge number 8 actually is. It is Oh So Inspired. I would like you to go out and find an artist, a crafter, a creator that has created a project and use that piece as inspiration for something you create. Now, you can spend money on crafty stuff during this month. That's not part of the challenge, but the project that you make for me, it does have to be stuff from your stash. So go out, find some inspiration, create a new piece based upon it. Don't forget to watch that intro video to find out exactly how to enter, because there are specific ways to enter. You are also free to use the same pocket letter that we're using to create something of your own. That is absolutely fine. Just make sure that you have something that you're taking inspiration from. I'm going to start by doing most of the cutting. So my floral piece, I'm going to cut it so it will fit on the front of this. So I'm going to cut it to 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. My craft cardstock piece, I'm going to cut to 2 1/2 inches wide. And for now, I'm going to cut it to 5 inches tall. It will not end up being this tall in the end, but I can always take paper off. I can't add it back later if I cut it too short. And then the same thing with the pink. I'm going to cut it at 2 1/2 inches wide. And this I'll cut to 5 1/2 inches tall. If we revisit that inspiration piece, you'll see that the bottom tag was a little bit longer than the craft piece. I'm going to go ahead and get most of the card ready. I'll just fold my clear cardstock in half. So this is a top fold card that once it's folded, it's 4 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches tall. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere my floral piece to the front of my inside card. Now, since we're taking inspiration from the pocket letter, I thought that using a clear card base would be appropriate. It kind of reminds me of the sheet protector part. And then this is going to get adhered to the inside of my clear card. I get asked a lot where I get this clear cardstock. It is actually a clear report cover. Like if you went to Kinko's or Office Max and got something copied and bound, you can choose clear vinyl covers, and that's what this is. Now that that is done, I want to start on the tag. I really wanted to use this feather. I'm not sure why, but I thought it would fit well since the original had an arrow. I needed something that was tall and skinny, so this is the die that I found. And then in this stamp set, I found a stamp that says, "Let your dreams take flight." So I thought that went really well together. What I'm going to do is go ahead and punch the fishtail on the end of this. Now I want to figure out how big I do want this tag. I thought I would just kind of skew it a little bit. So let's see, I'm going to put a fingernail mark where I think I want to cut it. So that was about 4 1/2 inches tall. This piece I'll need to cut shorter. I think I'll do this 4 1/8. That gives me room for my sentiment and my feather die cut, but then it also leaves me a little extra like on that original piece. And I am going to keep this feather for now. I might end up using it on the tag, I'm not positive. And now I want to stamp my sentiment. For just kind of a subtle effect on the sentiment, I'm going to use a sepia ink, so just brown on brown. I think I'm going to use the, let's see, it's called Caribbean. This is from the Twinery, just to kind of pull out some of that blue that's in the background floral paper. I'm going to go ahead and tack these two pieces together. I'm going to cut that pink just a little bit shorter. It's been bothering me for a little bit, so I'm just going to trim that right off, just 1/8 of an inch. And there is my card that was inspired by that pocket letter. That is the fun thing about this collaboration, is I made a card, someone else might do an altered item, we probably have 1 or 2 scrapbook pages, and then of course you'll have pocket letters. And each collaborator will take something different from that piece. So please make sure that you visit the links in my description box below. Go watch their videos, leave them some love. They are all fantastic women who make beautiful creations. I will be back probably this weekend with challenge number 9 in my series. So if you are new to my channel and you would like to play along or see more of these videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and click on the bell, and then you'll be first to know when I upload a video. As always, if you're a returning viewer and subscriber, thank you for stopping back by. You know I appreciate each time that you do that. Until my next video, and until challenge number 9, I hope you're having a crafty day. Bye-bye.